You're watching the quarterfinals here at the Boost Mobile Margaret River Pro, presented by Corona. Taitana Weston-Webb, third in the world, takes on a two-time world champ in Tyler Wright, who's right behind her on the leaderboard, number 4 in the world. Remember, Tyler started off number 1 after she took out the event at Maui and Pipeline, then had a tough go at the East Coast events in Australia, and looking to pick up the pace once again. Setting this one up will be Tati, using priority to keep Tyler off this wave. Nice snap for Taitana Weston-Webb, good timing. Fades it quickly, she's run out of wave, and she'll just try to keep that board perfect and avoid these rocks on the inside. Weston-Webb's always felt comfortable in the West. Always loved the power, the beauty, and speaking of power, Tyler getting surprised with another set coming through.
Titles in that regard, Joe. You've got to make the semis or beyond to be counting your results for world titles, as we see Taitana on her opening ride. This netted her a 3.67. The wave kind of fizzled out. It started well, but this is interesting because you know, Tyler's got the big 10,000 next to her name. You know, this race for the final 5, this is really critical. Quarterfinals are the critical point of the tournament, as you see Tyler up on a pretty decent looking wave. Slingshot
into the open face and a nice clean wrap. Wave got a little bit interesting there, but Tyler read it well. She's like, well, I better end this wave quickly. Tight little jam, and she'll get the 2-turn combo to get on the board.
You know, she's got some good scores. This is an interesting way for Tyler. She does a nice roundhouse cut back here. This last move here, she kind of like does it in 2 steps. And she sees this section in front of her, and it's not a, you know, it's not a big swooping. No, well, we just saw, Caroline Marks. We've seen Gabriel, Medina, both winners at last start, eliminated from competition.
Taitana Weston-Webb, after a lot of paddling, we'll get some open face. Just set up work to start. She's got a big section already setting up. She meets it nice and early and gets an exciting finish.
Yeah, exciting finish, and a pretty soft start to that one. I thought she could have definitely capitalized on that outside section. We don't affect the judging, they can't hear us, and we're only talking to the folks at home, but this section here, I thought that was really soft.
And then she was able to reload. That wave grew in size, and she was able to get that snap off nice and early. They're always going to love that.
And she was stoked with the end of it. Look at that. That's just Taitana at her best. And yeah, critical section, degree of difficulty coming into play. So if she'd got that big, vertical snap to start with, gosh, she'd be way up there. She'd be talking about an excellent ride. Instead, she got a 6. That could well be a keeper, but you wouldn't feel too comfortable against Tyler Wright with your high point being a 6.
Yeah, I think the wind kind of went a bit more, I don't know, maybe south-southeast, so it actually got a bit trickier too. I don't know, to be honest, I was stressing, and I probably didn't play the back half of the heat very well, so I was just so stoked just to get through.
I know you've got a lot of fans here on the hill, but I'm sure you've got a lot of fans online as well. Did you want to say a quick hello?
Yeah, just hi, especially everyone coming down and watching it in the rain. I mean, they're pretty hardcore. Like, it's been pumping surf here, but it's been pretty cold and wet and wild. So, yeah, my mum had a little break at school, and my sister had the day off the other day. And
to be into the semifinals as we watch Taitana Weston-Webb come off that wrapping cutback, and she'll kick out. The Macaulay, first time she's in the semifinals here at Margaret River at the CT level. And also matching her personal best result that she's had on the championship tour. Last time she made a semifinal was in France. Tati's been the one getting some pretty big scores, where you think of Tyler's best score, a 6.83. She hasn't had excellent numbers, where Tati's been there, especially with her 8.5 she had in the previous round.
Yeah, well, this one coming from deep, Joe, you can see it coming. It looked really good and very rippable. Really easy to see. It's going to taper and peel off. It came from really deep with a nice angle, and Tyler Wright absolutely capitalized on that one.
What a solid wave at main break. When it gets that big and that kind of drawn out, you always think of snowboarding as well, trying to find your lines on that big wall of water.
Yeah, the way this came onto the reef from way deep, at such a good angle. This was just, you didn't have to even think about it. You could just rip into this one knowing you weren't going to be faced with a big closeout wall. And, you know, Tyler got 3 solid manoeuvres on this one. Good looking wave. It's an overhead, deep bottom turn. And Tyler just rips it off the top. And it's this middle part here. This is where it kept its body, right through this middle part, Joe, allowing for a full-blooded turn. A lot of waves, when they go on the wider one, they go a bit fat, but not this one. It kept its shape all the way through. Critical manoeuvres, and a 6.67. So Tyler Wright leapfrogs Taitana into the lead, having a look at a wave, and then they both got caught inside badly. Was Taitana, she pulled back just in time to keep herself in the position, and look at the size of this one, Joe.
Beautiful takeoff. Weston-Webb chattering off the bottom, but drills their first turn. Nice, clean backhand carve with a lot of speed and energy from Weston-Webb.
Where you just, this exchange is fantastic. That's a great move by Taitana. Good size set. Bang, under the lip. So there's 2 great moves. She's super stoked with that. And then Tyler on the wave behind, but we'll get a slow motion on this one. This is her finishing move. And she'd already opened up with a nice critical snap on a pretty vertical backhand attack. Is going to do the damage on.
Now Tyler with the answer. Aggressive bottom turn. Clean hammer right in the pocket. Drops that shoulder again for a carve, and she's getting fired up.
Yeah, that's been the best exchange of the day so far from the women's. You know, both surfers really happy with that wave. It was a great looking set. Taitana ripped in on a backhand, as we know she could. She did the vertical attack. It'll be really interesting to see who came out the better on that exchange, Joe. Big moves, and look at Tyler's wave. This is the full Tyler wrap. And she finishes it. She tucks under the lip nicely there. Just sort of grabs a rail just momentarily to make sure of it. And they just, yeah, look at that. Tyler just loves that downward carve. Just sort of grab the rail to absolutely make sure of the stability. And, yeah, she's beaten her chest too. This is just all time, Joe. What a great exchange. This is what sport's all about.
Born in Brazil, representing Brazil in the Olympics this summer. Raised in Kauai, which is an amazing place to grow up, surfing with legends of the sport. And world champions are pretty easy to find as we look at a big hack there on the backhand of Taitana Weston-Webb. This wave is going slow pretty quickly. Now it's picking up again. Nice blast off the lip. You can tell Tati's fired up. That end section will take her down. But even though that wave might be a throwaway score, Bugs, you can tell her confidence is there. She's feeling it right now after that 9.23. Right, back for more main break after this. There's some more. Number 1 in the world, looking for a 5th world title this season. 50 seconds. And Tati will get this wave. Because that backhand is on fire. She'll just throw a little jam into the open face. Nothing really on this wave, so she might be calling it a heat.
Well, she's got priority, and you know, so, and look at this. Here's a last gasp effort, 20 to go. She's going to go, yes, on a forehand. Good looking wave here, Joe.
Here she comes. First turn's got to be big. She put everything into it.
Had to.
But she goes down, and Tati will break that losing streak against Tyler Wright and get a huge victory. Tyler looking at the clock, but she has run out of time. Couldn't catch up to that wave. Weston-Webb is into the semifinals. It'll be an all goofy foot battle with Bronte McCauley. And she'll also get some room. Tyler's number 4 in the world. Tati being number 3. There's going to be some more separation on the leaderboard heading into Rottnest Island.
To keep herself in the position, and look at the size of this one, Joe.
Beautiful takeoff. Weston-Webb chattering off the bottom, but drills their first turn. Nice, clean backhand carve with a lot of speed and energy from Weston-Webb. Born in Brazil, representing Brazil in the Olympics this summer. Raised in Kauai, which is an amazing place to grow up, surfing with legends of the sport. And world champions are pretty easy to find as we look at a big hack there on the backhand of Taitana Weston-Webb. This wave is going slow pretty quickly. Now it's picking up again. Nice blast off the lip. You can tell Tati's fired up. That end section will take her down.
Finalist in Narrabeen, onto the semi-finals and still going here in Margaret River. Taitana, it must feel awesome to get some consistency through this Australian leg.
Yeah, for sure. That was the goal this year, is to stay consistent and just let my surfing do the talking. It's so, sometimes I think in the heats that I lose, I just don't give myself enough opportunity, and it's just about like giving myself the chance to actually surf, because I've been working so much on my surfing with Ross and Greg over this last year, and I'm super confident in my surfing. So
it certainly showed on that 9.23. You are very instinctual in your wave selection, but did you take a leaf out of Ryan Callanan's book at all this morning?
Yeah, Ryan's been my inspo all event. His three-turner this morning was incredible, and the way he's attacking it is making me want to attack it like that as well. And you can see he has a really specific wave selection as well, and those were the waves I was trying to find in my heat.
I might be talking out of school here, but I just can't help myself. Are you ready if they call the women on at the box?
I mean, I would definitely give it a go. Maybe face plant a few times before I get my rail sunken and my butt dragging, but I don't know. I'm down for anything, really.
Good to hear. Quick word back to your Portuguese fans.
Oi, pessoal. Eu tô super feliz com essa bateria. Graças a Deus, foi tudo ele. Glória a Deus. É isso.
Thanks, Taitana. Well done.
Thanks, guys.
Taitana is starting to really